Hello, travelers. I'm Drew. Have you ever imagined exploring the 7,641 islands of the Philippines on your own motorcycle? Picture yourself feeling the breeze as you ride through the Banaue rice terraces or along the beautiful coastal roads of Palawan. It's the adventure of a lifetime. Many people ask me, Drew, can a foreigner like me actually buy a motorcycle here? The answer is a definite yes. Foreigners can absolutely buy either a brand new or a used motorcycle in the Philippines. The law allows it, and many foreigners have already done so. It's a fantastic way to experience the country and travel wherever you want, away from the usual tourist spots. The next question is, can you register the motorcycle in your own name? Once again, the answer is yes. You don't need a Filipino citizen to co-own or register the motorcycle for you. You can be the sole legal owner, with all the official documents showing your name and details. This is important because having the motorcycle in your name gives you full legal rights and responsibilities. It also makes things easier, from getting insurance to selling the motorcycle later on. The registration papers in your name are your proof of ownership, recognized throughout the country. So relax and know you can be the proud, official owner of your own motorcycle for your Philippine adventures. But is there a catch? It's not really a catch, but there is a requirement. To register a motorcycle in your name, you must prove you have legal, long-term residency in the Philippines. This is the key to making the whole process work. The government needs to be sure you're not just a tourist visiting for a short time. You'll need an official address and proof that you're staying in the country for a significant period. Usually this means you need a specific type of visa, not just a regular tourist visa. Think of it as showing your commitment to being a responsible resident and vehicle owner in the Philippines. This residency requirement is the main hurdle you'll need to clear. If you're in the Philippines on a short-term tourist visa, it's nearly impossible to register a motorcycle in your name. The Land Transportation Office, or LTO, which handles vehicle registrations, is very strict about this rule. You'll need a visa that proves long-term residency, such as a retirement visa, work visa, or permanent resident visa. So before you start looking for your dream motorcycle, check your visa status first. Make sure you have the right documents to prove you're a legitimate resident of this amazing country. All right, traveler, let's talk about the paperwork you'll need. Getting your documents in order is the most important part of this journey. Think of it as your pre-trip checklist. First, you'll need your passport, of course. This is your primary identification document. Make sure it's valid and won't expire soon. You'll also need your Alien Certificate of Registration Identity Card, or ACRI card. This card is issued by the Bureau of Immigration and serves as your official ID as a foreign resident in the Philippines. It contains your personal details, photo, and visa information. There's no way around this. LTO will always ask for it. Next, you'll need proof of your address. This confirms where you live and where the motorcycle will be registered. You can use a recent utility bill, like electricity or water, in your name. If the bills aren't in your name because you're renting, you can provide a notarized lease contract or a certification from your landlord. You'll also need your taxpayer identification number, or TIN. If you're working or have a business in the Philippines, you probably already have one. If not, you can apply for a TIN at the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Finally, if you have a Philippine driver's license, that's a big plus and will make things much easier. Now let's talk about the budget for registration. How much will this adventure cost you? Costs can vary a bit depending on the price and engine size of the motorcycle, but we can give you a good estimate. Starting in 2025, the initial registration fee for a new motorcycle at the LTO is usually between 1,000 and 2,000 pesos. This is a one-time payment that covers the first 3 years of your motorcycle's life. It includes computer processing, the registration sticker, and the license plate. It's a relatively small part of your overall expenses, but it's essential. Aside from the LTO fee, there are other costs to consider. You'll need compulsory third-party liability insurance. This mandatory insurance covers any injury or death to a third party in case of an accident. The cost for CTPL for motorcycles is regulated and usually ranges from 300 to 500 pesos per year. Some dealers may also charge a handling fee for processing your paperwork, which can range from 1,000 to 3,000 pesos. So in total, you should budget around 2,500 to 5,500 pesos for initial registration and related fees, on top of the price of the motorcycle itself. Ready for a step-by-step guide? Let's make this simple. Your first step is the most exciting: choosing and buying your motorcycle. Visit different dealerships, compare models, and find the motorcycle that's perfect for your adventure. Once you've made your choice, it's time to pay for your unit. At this point, you'll give the dealer all the documents we discussed earlier: your passport, ACRI card, proof of address, and TIN. The dealer will use these documents to start the registration process. They'll give you a sales invoice and a certificate of stock reported. Think of this as your motorcycle's birth certificate. Usually, especially when buying a new motorcycle, the dealer will handle the initial registration for you. This is a huge convenience. They have their own liaison officers or messengers who are experts at navigating the LTO system. They'll submit all your documents, including the sales invoice and CSR, to the LTO. This process can take some time, anywhere from a few days to a few weeks, depending on how busy the LTO branch is. While you wait, the dealer will give you the motorcycle, but you can only use it with a temporary conduction sticker and the official receipt as proof of ownership. Once registration is complete, the dealer will notify you. You'll receive your official receipt and certificate of registration. These are your two most important documents. The OR is your proof of payment for registration, and the CR is the legal title of your motorcycle, with your name as the registered owner. Keep these documents safe, make photocopies, and store the originals in a secure place at home. Always carry a copy of your OR and CR whenever you ride. Usually, your license plate will be available a bit later. Sometimes it takes months to arrive due to production backlogs. The final step is to enjoy your ride. With your OR and CR in hand, you are now a fully legal and registered motorcycle owner in the Philippines. Remember to renew your registration every year after the initial 3-year period expires. The renewal process is simpler and can be done at any LTO branch. Just bring your previous year's OR and CR along with your CTPL insurance certificate. Now the open road is calling you. Go out, explore responsibly, and make unforgettable memories on your own journey in the Philippines. Your adventure has truly begun. So you've had an amazing time exploring the Philippines, and now you're wondering, can I bring my beloved motorcycle back to my home country? This is a more complicated question, and the answer is, it depends. Technically, yes, you can export a motorcycle from the Philippines. However, the process can be difficult, expensive, and time-consuming. It's not as simple as just putting it on a ship. You'll have to deal with a lot of paperwork, both in the Philippines and in the country you're sending it to. It requires careful planning and plenty of patience. To export your motorcycle, you first need to officially cancel its registration with the LTO. This means surrendering your license plate and certificate of registration. You'll also need to get an export permit from the Department of Trade and Industry. Next, you'll have to work with a shipping or logistics company that specializes in vehicle export. They'll handle the crating, shipping, and customs clearance on the Philippine side. Shipping costs can be significant, often reaching thousands of US dollars, depending on your destination and the size of your motorcycle. It's a major financial commitment. The challenges don't end once your motorcycle leaves the Philippines. You also need to consider your own country's import regulations. Every country has its own rules, emission standards, safety requirements, and taxes for importing vehicles. Your motorcycle, built for the Philippine market, might not meet your country's standards without expensive modifications. You'll also have to pay import duties, taxes, and other fees when it arrives. It's essential to thoroughly research your country's specific import laws before you even start the export process. This will help you avoid any unpleasant surprises later on. In summary, travelers, buying and registering a motorcycle as a foreign resident in the Philippines is straightforward and highly recommended for exploring our beautiful islands. The process is clear. Get a long-term visa, prepare your documents, and work with a reputable dealer. However, when it comes to exporting your motorcycle, you should think carefully. For many, the high costs and complexity make it more practical to sell the motorcycle here before leaving. But if your motorcycle has great sentimental value and you're ready for the challenge, it is possible. Ride safe and enjoy every moment of your journey.